loft increase that we put that through and do that under general fund. Okay, so through millage. We can do that. We have the amount of a millage increase that it would be needed to be able to cover that cost. Then you have two questions. Okay, one is I don't forget our municipal partners, okay, because it's 60-40 under the loft that we split with our municipalities. They're facing those same increased costs. And so if we do it through that, 40%, 35 to 40%, the same argument we made on Penny is done by our visitors. Okay, property tax goes to our owners right here. If we do it through the loft, through a gas increase, well then that's our visitors who are using our roads are helping to share in that cost. And as we also know that you can go from one street corner to the next and see differences greater than 5 cents. So, we think that's an approach. If you'd rather us look at that as a property tax, we know the amount to generate the 9 or the 14 million, which is what would come to the county, and the 5 million that would go to the cities. I think those are the numbers. Bill, 9 and 6. 9 and 6, and so 15 million. So we could put that on the millage. And so then the next question is, do we want to do the 9, which would be off of the for unincorporated areas or the MSTU, or do we want to do that and shift cost through the millage out to the municipalities to help cover that cost? So there's a couple of ways we can address that. I'm happy to engage on that. We have the figures and the options that would give you the choices as we debate this budget. And we're gonna talk about that and on August 3rd. August 3rd, we're going to bring back, we're going to outline each one of those options for you and have that discussion. Any other questions before I move on? I thought Commissioner Justice had a question. No?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Well, the dollar amount on the fuel was what I was looking for to compare it to the 24 million in savings. So that, because that's the question. That's
yep.
and we've seen in this last few months that some of our local partners don't really care about the facts. They've been sharing misinformation with their constituents. And so that's what I think is important, is we talk about this, that make sure that we're sharing this information with our municipal partners, so that when they tell their citizens that Pinellas is proposing something that is somewhere in the vein of truth compared to with the tax increases that they have had at their city level this year. One city in particular sent us a very thoughtful letter that they had not had tax increases, where they had a significant tax increase this year. So getting that fact straight as we communicate with our citizens is critically important. That sharing the tax with the tourists and our folks that come in from out is a legitimate discussion point. But anyway, the main thing I wanted to ask was about the dollar amount, so we could make that comparison of what would it take to save the property tax.
And and I get it. It's a fair debate. I look forward to having that discussion. And I think the issue is when you fill up your gas, it hits you. It's 10 extra cents. Whatever, 50 extra cents. When you get your property tax bill, it's right there before you. You got the whole amount before you. I've always been amazed because people wouldn't complain about certain things, but the property tax they would, right? Why? Because it's right there in front of you. But we've looked at it both ways. We're asking for less than what we're giving up. And so. That's how we've proposed it. But we do have options available for you if you choose to go in a different manner. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to let Bill get up, and he's going to